to Jacko Reacts. We are reacting to the top 20 most dangerous animals in the world. Sorry about the camera today, guys. No camera on today. I'm having it fixed currently. But yeah. Let's see if we're all good and live. We are. And yeah. Welcome. Make sure to like and subscribe. Keep the chat going and flowing as well, people.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 most dangerous animals in the world.
She just started really jumping on me. She bit this arm maybe 20, 25 times.
See, the thing is, in them countries, cheetahs, like, or whatever country you're going to as well, we don't get them over in the UK like that. It's pretty unheard of, some crazy animal stories, so it's good to see what's going on in this big lobe.
I suggest you leave immediately.
Or what? You release the dogs or the bees, or the dogs with bees in their mouth, and when they bark, they shoot bees at you?
For this list, we're looking at animals and insects that pose a danger to humans. But we will not be including humans on this list. Are there any dangerous critters we forgot to mention? Let us know in the comments below. Number 20. Killer whale. Also known as orcas, or the wolves of the sea, killer whales earn the killer in their name. These highly intelligent apex predators hunt.
This is one thing I really want to see. Really want to see. I believe they used to do like SeaWorld and stuff like that. I don't want to see one in like a tank. I want to see one like be on a boat or on the shore, just watch them fly across. It's awesome.
A variety of prey, ranging from fish and seals to even sharks and whales. While there have been some incidents between wild killer whales and people, fatal attacks have yet to be recorded. However, it's a different story for killer whales in captivity. Since the late 1960s, there have
SeaWorld orca nearly killed experienced trainer.
Been dozens of incidents involving captive killer whales attacking humans. These have resulted in injuries and even fatalities, generating lots of discussion surrounding the controversy of keeping them in captivity.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, the next few behaviors you're going to be seeing, you can
that's the one. That's it. I was about to say Black Sea, but that's it. Blackfish.
only see right here at SeaWorld.
One killer whale in particular, known as Tilikum, was involved in the deaths of 3 people, including 2 of his trainers. Number 19. Deathstalker scorpion.
Right. We just appreciate the name of this. Deathstalker scorpion. So, chat, if a scorpion wasn't deadly enough, it's got a really wild name.
This little guy is one of the reasons scorpions have such a bad rep, as it's responsible for 3/4 of scorpion-related deaths annually, with young children and the elderly.
Just got on his hand. What sort of fucking imbecile have you got to be? He has a death score. Right. This is
especially at risk.
There you go.
The third most venomous scorpion in the world, the Deathstalker's venom is extremely potent and painful, and is actually resistant to treatment. Though healthy adults won't necessarily die from its sting, much anti-venom would likely be required. It's found primarily throughout North Africa and the Middle East, so if you're in the neighborhood, watch out. Number 18. Cassowary. If you're looking for proof that birds are related to dinosaurs, look no further than the cassowary. Armed with powerful legs and dagger-like claws, the cassowary can deliver a kick that will break bones and slice through flesh. While
So it's like super fast, like a Pine Hills woman is facing attempted murder charges after shooting. Oh my god, fuck America for Fox News. But this thing can run fast, and so like an emu, it looks like a turkey emu dinosaur hybrid. Some gorilla wolf looking motherfucker. Yeah, that's not for me. Not on my really no, you're okay. You are fine. We just the wolf looking motherfucker. Yeah, That's not for me. No, I've got a really loud buzzing in my headset. Really just realised. Okay.
While these large birds are cautious around humans, more than 100 instances of people being attacked by cats.
I don't know what that is. If it's a playback issue or what, can anyone let me know in the chat below? Please?
Cassowaries have been reported, most of which involved food. Thankfully, fatalities are rare. Though it's possible for the cassowary to be partially domesticated, owning one can still be dangerous. In April 2019, a Florida man was killed by a cassowary he raised when it fatally injured him after he fell down.
Right, disclaimer. Boy, if you know animals gonna kill, I mean, every animal can kill, can't it? Bit of a stupid question, but why on earth would you just want something like that? Leave them for the wild, or zoos. Not raise them in your back garden. Go get yourself a cat or a fucking goldfish.
He went in there to recover that egg, and then at some point the bird was able to make its attack.
The cassowary's potential for harm has earned it the title of the world's most dangerous bird. Number 17, pufferfish. While not the biggest or most ferocious entry on our list, the pufferfish is nevertheless extremely dangerous. If inflating its body doesn't discourage predators, then its high levels of toxicity sure do.
Just hoping it doesn't move suddenly. But I can see very clearly now
This
those
thing is crazy. I love watching his cells. Love watching them.
parts.
Pufferfish possess tetrodotoxin, which is over 1,000 times more lethal than cyanide. A single pufferfish has enough tetrodotoxin to kill 30 adult humans.
フグとフグがね噛み合するんですよ。だから生けすに入れた時に噛み合わないように傷つけないようにだから吐く。
In Japan, pufferfish known as fugu are considered a delicacy.
A certain amount
But
of people can cook them. They gotta be like certain, yeah, gotta do it's like a certain amount of people or some, yeah.
only licensed chefs are allowed to prepare it, as even the slightest mistake could prove fatal.
猛毒ですんでこの中に入れます。そして。
In 1958, the number of people who died from fugu poisoning peaked at 176, but has decreased over time, with about 20 fatalities being reported in Japan since the turn of the 21st century.
Concentrate. Concentrate.
To this day, no known antidote exists.
I mean, I'm not a big
Number
fish man
16,
anyway. I don't really like
Cape
fish like
buffalo.
that, but I would not.
When you think of the most dangerous animals in Africa, the Cape buffalo may not be your first or even fifth thought. They're responsible for hundreds of deaths every year, however, and eagerly go after jeeps and trucks, overturning them with ease. They're sometimes referred to as the Black Death, and have been known to fight off crocodiles and lions. Their ability to run at 40 miles an hour despite weighing 2,000 pounds makes them one of the most dangerous animals in not only Africa, but the entire world.
So that thing ran. Oh god, yes. That thing ran at 40 miles an hour.
Number 15,
Head-on.
Japanese
Hits your car.
giant hornet.
Right on the
Afraid
side
of
to
bugs?
hold you.
Then these hornets are your
Right, this is me. I hate anything that can sting and fly. Anything that can sting and fly can get in the bin. Yeah, for definite. Because not for me. What's going on with my chat? Oh no. No one in chat. That's okay. We'll get it.
worst nightmare.
One by one, they're picked off.
The largest of its kind on Earth, Japanese giant hornets are feared for their highly potent venom, which can kill a person if stung enough times. Even if the venom doesn't kill right away, those unfortunate enough to be stung by one are forced to endure intense, searing pain. On average, these insects kill an estimated 10 to 50 people a year in Japan, and injure many more.
The goal is to eradicate it now while the population is presumably small.
Recently spotted in the United States, This invasive species poses a significant threat to honeybee populations and the larger ecosystem. With such a terrifying reputation, it's no wonder they were given the nickname murder hornets. Number 14, grizzly bear. Weighing between 400 to 800 pounds on average, the grizzly bear is a force to be feared. While they may not actively hunt humans, urban expansion into their territory has made grizzlies more dangerous, as they've come to associate humans with food. While rare, attacks from grizzlies are often fatal. Mother grizzlies are especially dangerous, as they're more likely to attack if they feel their cubs are threatened. Along with their enhanced sense of smell and powerful claws, grizzlies can easily outrun humans and have a bite force strong enough to crush bowling balls.
And there was no time to even turn to spray. There was no time to get to my pistol. It was like I just turned like this and she pretty much knocked me to the ground.
When heading out to grizzly country, knowing how to navigate an encounter with one could mean the difference between life.
2 seconds, I have a pizza here.
Life and death.
Just like pull it back in, and I'm just trying to keep everything protected. And it was kind of like a sledgehammer with teeth.
Number 13, Brazilian wandering spider. Unlike most spiders, this creepy crawly does not make its home in a web or lair. Rather, it lives a nomadic lifestyle, hunting and ambushing its prey. This makes the Brazilian wandering spider even more dangerous, as it often wanders into human settlements. Known for hiding in dark places such as boots and shoes, these spiders thus bite people in self-defense.
Afterwards, it can result in a total destruction of someone's sex life for the rest of their life.
While its venom can be treated with antivenom, it is still the most potent poison of any spider. It directly targets the nervous system, which can potentially be fatal, making it extremely dangerous, especially for children.
Well, yeah, it's a child. What do you expect? I mean, it's not gonna. You know what I mean? It's a bloody child. It's not You know what I mean? It's just it's gonna be like that.
We'd expect nothing less from a spider whose genus translates to murderess. Number 12, African elephant. Elephants are one of the most popular creatures on the planet, but that doesn't make them any less dangerous. They've been known to become extremely aggressive without warning, making them one of the more unpredictable animals on the planet. This is especially dangerous because they frequently come into contact with people through safaris and other ventures. It seems like at least once a year there's a story about an elephant wandering into a village and trampling dozens of people. Number 11, honey badger. Considered the most fearless animal alive by the Guinness Book of World Records, the honey badger is one of nature's most relentless hunters. It possesses powerful claws and fangs that can break open tortoise shells.
Here comes another one. Here comes another one.
Whoa!
It also has a strong resistance to venom and a loose but thick hide tough enough to resist blows from a machete. The honey badger won't hesitate to challenge and even repel much larger predators, such as leopards and lions.
The Afrikaans name is rattle, and it must be from the noise that they make. It's this they rattle a lot when they are agitated. And it's quite a fearsome noise to hear, so it intimidates the lions, I'm sure.
They're also highly intelligent, or can escape from or break into secure enclosures. Because they often attack livestock and bee farms, they increasingly get into conflicts with humans.
She goes up to the top, she pulls the second one out, and then he pulls it open.
When provoked, they are terrifying and will fight to the death if escape is impossible. Honey badger don't care. Number 10, hippopotamus. While hippos may not necessarily come across as an extremely dangerous animal, they are aggressive and have been known to attack people without provocation. They're usually found in Africa and are one of the larger animals responsible for killing the most humans on that continent. Despite weighing several thousand pounds, a hippo can run as fast as 20 miles per hour and has an extremely powerful mouth. They can decimate safari vehicles without breaking a sweat. Number 9, saltwater crocodile. The largest reptile in the world, saltwater crocodiles are extremely dangerous and are responsible for attacking hundreds of people every year. They're found all over the world in all sorts of habitats, including both saltwater and freshwater. They have the strongest bite of any animal currently in existence, with their jaws capable of applying over 3,500 pounds of pressure per square inch. They have an alarming tendency to consider humans as their prey, although only if we venture into their territory. Number 8, bull shark. Alongside great white and tiger sharks, the bull shark is one of 3 shark species most likely to attack humans unprovoked. While the great white has been implicated in more unprovoked attacks on humans, several factors make the bull shark more dangerous to humans than any other shark species.
The bite was in the calf, and it was just like us biting into a watermelon.
These include its high aggression level, a much more powerful bite force than the great white, and, most dangerous of all, its ability to thrive in both saltwater and freshwater sources.
Faces off with the strongest bite force of all sharks.
In rare cases, bull sharks have even been sighted going far up both the Mississippi and Ohio rivers. Some experts believe that the bull shark was responsible for the Jersey Shore attacks of 1916, an event that inspired the novel Jaws. Number 7, sloth bear. Native to the Indian subcontinent, sloth bears may look adorable and fluffy, but they're extremely aggressive. They have a reputation for regularly attacking humans more than any other bear.
Those would be in the wild, used for just this purpose, but mostly for digging into termite mounds, digging up bees, actually sucking up the honey like they're doing with their lips now.
With human populations growing and their territory decreasing, human and sloth bear encounters have gradually increased as the animals wander into towns in search of food. Due to their poor eyesight, sloth bears are easily startled and thus more likely to lash out in self-defense or to defend their cubs. Between 1998 and 2000, 137 sloth bear attacks, including 11 fatalities, occurred in the North Bilaspur Forest Division in the state of Chhattisgarh. In 1957, a specimen known as the sloth bear of Mysore achieved notoriety for killing at least 12 people and seriously injuring over 20 others. Number 6, African lion. Take one look at an African lion and you know that you are putting your life at risk just by getting within striking distance of the animal. This doesn't seem to stop humans from going on safaris or attempting to tame them, however. Hundreds of people die every year at the hands of the African lion. Luckily, they do not actively seek out humans, but their amazing speed and razor-sharp teeth and claws mean that if they do decide to make you their prey, you are in a lot of trouble.
I know. You're supposed to lock the door. Oh my gosh, I didn't know they could do that.
Number 5, polar bear. Raised in the harsh environment of the Arctic Circle, polar bears have evolved into one of the world's apex predators. Reaching heights of more than 9 feet and weighing over 1,000 pounds, the polar bear is the largest terrestrial carnivore on Earth. While normally cautious by nature, hungry polar bears will kill and eat virtually anything big or small, including humans.
Being this close, get an appreciation for what this animal is. It is one of the most powerful animals on the planet.
With the loss of their habitat due to climate change and a lack of fear towards people, more and more polar bears are drawn towards human populations in search of food. Given the polar bear's immense size, powerful claws, and teeth capable of tearing a human to shreds any encounter can prove fatal.
Remember to subscribe.
Number 4, tiger. As one of the world's most iconic animals, the tiger has left its mark in history, mythology, and popular culture.
Meat is whatever the tiger says is meat because God made him the boss and all the other animals his fool.
Along with being the largest cat species, tigers can be divided into several subspecies, such as the common Bengal tiger and the Siberian tiger. With jaws strong enough to crush the throats of its prey and paws capable of inflicting heavy blows, tigers are apex predators that are praised and feared for their legendary strength and hunting prowess. Some tigers have even acquired a fearsome reputation for being man-eaters, with the most infamous being the Champawat tiger, which allegedly killed more than 400 people over the course of 7 years at the turn of the 20th century.
I could see Johnny, the cameraman, nearly jumping out of his skin. And you're sweating a fair bit there, Johnny.
I thought it was a corner at one point.
Number 3, box jellyfish. If you come across...
I mean, imagine just filming and then just was fucking wild. You got a big ass camera on your shoulder. And you just videoing yourself just basically perishing.
Cross one of these creatures while scuba diving or floating in the sea, get away as fast as possible. The box jellyfish is one of the most venomous animals on the entire planet, a category that includes frogs, scorpions, and snakes. It can possess as many as 60 tentacles, and their sting can kill a human, either by paralyzing them, which leads to drowning, or by stopping their heart. Luckily, many people survive encounters with the box jellyfish, but not without first experiencing excruciating pain. Number 2, black mamba snake. Despite being the second most venomous snake in the world, the black mamba makes our list because it is the most feared snake in all of Africa, which is saying something. Their bite has been called the kiss of death, and it can kill a human in less than 10 hours if not treated effectively. While the black mamba usually tries to flee from humans, they will attack if they feel threatened, delivering deadly strikes in rapid succession. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions. Cone snail. The venom of larger cone snails can be fatal to humans.
Injects it with venom, causes paralysis within 1 or 2 seconds, and then they haul in like a fishing line down their throat into their stomach.
Golden dart frog. Small and endangered, but poisonous enough to kill. Komodo dragon. The world's largest lizard with a toxic bite.
In dragon society, size is everything.
Anaconda. apex predators that strangle prey before swallowing whole.
It strikes, latching on with 6 rows of teeth, coiling itself around the large rodent.
Blue-ringed octopus. Tiny octopus packing lethal power.
And you should see the plainly coloured animal take on incredible agitated colours. Bright neon blue circles. Look at that! Wow!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Mosquito. With a list that includes crocodiles, lions, and sharks, it may be difficult to believe that mosquitoes are the most dangerous animals on the planet. While they won't eat you, this small insect is responsible for killing over 1 million people each year because it spreads diseases, the most famous of which is malaria. In fact, they're said to transfer diseases to over 700 million people annually. They are located all over the world, from tropical areas to cold climates, and are responsible for more human deaths than all the other animals on this list put together.
Whatever's left, mosquito scream. I'll suck your blood.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be.
This game, you're not.
A mere 250. "50 years ago, you could see thousands." Of them in vast colonies. Now, they're all gone.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 20 extinct animals.
And it's reckoned that the elephant bird weighed around half a ton.
Extraordinary in size and strength, sparing neither man nor wild beast.
Some of the biggest and most extraordinary birds to have ever walked the earth.
For this list, we're going over the most interesting animals that have either died out entirely or that have so few members they're functionally extinct. We won't be including dinosaurs or primitive species of humans like the Flores man. If there's an extinct animal that went extinct from our list, please tell us about it in the comments. Number 20, the direwolf.
There are no direwolves south of the wall. Now there are 5.
No, not dire wolves, dire wolf. 2 words, not 1. When it's 1 word, it's a fictional fantasy race that can grow to a massive size. But we're talking about the other, which, although bigger than gray wolves or another extinct subspecies, the Newfoundland wolf, wasn't quite that huge. Dire wolves inhabited China and North America as recently as 9,500 years ago. Of particular note is their bite force, which was the strongest of any known Canis species. Because of this, it's believed that they specialized in hunting large prey, such as the once abundant megafauna that lived in North America. However, with the death of their prey, it's theorized that the direwolf followed its food sources into extinction.
Was the direwolf unable to satisfy its savage hunger, or did some overwhelming force drive it into oblivion?
Number 19, the quagga.
The quagga breeding project is an attempt to use selective breeding to breed animals that are as similar as possible in type to the original quaggas which roamed in the Western Cape.
Despite its adorable name, this subspecies of zebra is no more. Native to South Africa, the quagga became victim to the hunting of early Dutch settlers and later Afrikaners to provide meat and skins. Disappearing mostly in the 1850s, the wild quagga became officially extinct a few decades later, though some captured ones could be found in zoos. On August 12, 1883, the very last captive specimen died, writing the final entry into the lifespan of this impressive species.
We are reviving an extinct species of quagga, and that is for the benefit of future generations.
Number 18, the elephant bird.
Many of the mounted specimens have been put together with a number of bones from different specimens. And if you get over-enthusiastic, maybe it's quite possible that you stick in 1 or 2 extra neck bones.
Native to Madagascar, these ostrich lookalikes are believed to have come to an end in the 17th or 18th century. While it's not fully known how the birds died out, it's believed that human activity is the #1 suspect. Initially widespread across all areas of the island, there's evidence of their homes being demolished, while the birds themselves were hunted, which led to their untimely demise. Fossilized eggs of the species have remained and have become an increasingly priceless commodity across museums to this day.
Although there were several factors threatening the bird's survival, it could have been people eating the eggs who dealt the species its final blow.
Number 17, the bear dog. Look, charging right at us with huge teeth. It's a bear. It's a dog. It's Amphitryon. Popularly known as a bear dog, Amphitryon had features like both carnivorous mammals.
And it was just one of a very diverse group of ancient meat eaters that ruled the northern hemisphere for over 30 million years.
Although it had a tail and teeth like a wolf or dog, its huge body, which could weigh over half a ton, was more comparable to a bear's.
Size matters, and size can dictate a vicious cycle that ends in species extinction.
The bigger you are, the more food you need. And of course, they're mammals with a very high metabolic rate.
Thought to have originated in North America, bear dogs spread out over Asia, Europe, and Africa too. Although they lived between 16 and 2 million years ago, the rise of other, swifter mammal carnivores is theorized to have forced them into decline. Number 16, the great auk, a flightless water.
I'm getting right into this. This is more of an educational thingy for me than it is Jacko Reacts. Well, anyway, let me know in the comments, guys, on what you think about everything. And let's send a little love it. Whoop whoop, whoop whoop. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah.
Water bird, the great auk once roamed the waters of the northern Atlantic Ocean, ranging from Europe to North America. Generally a little under 3 feet tall and featuring a hooked beak and webbed feet, great auks were strong swimmers, but awkward on land.
A mere 250 years ago, you could see thousands of them in vast colonies. Now, they're all gone.
Tragically, the great auk was hunted to extinction by humans, with cultures all over the Atlantic killing it for its meat and especially its down, which was in high demand. The last 2 confirmed great auks were killed on an island near Iceland in 1844. Still, its legacy would live on in other ways, such as its scientific name, Penguinus impennis, which inspired the naming of penguins, given their resemblance.
The drone age has begun in the large-scale military online action game War Thunder. Experience.
Conservationists say the story of its extermination should act as a warning.
Number 15, the short-faced bear. Although we considered discussing another extinct bear species, the Atlas bear of Africa, we're electing to discuss a less recent extinct bear. Short-faced bears were native to North America and came in 2 species. The lesser short-faced bear and the greater short-faced bear.
It's huge, weighing 900 kilos. 3.4 meters tall on 2 legs. It could reach higher than a basketball hoop.
True to their name, both species had shorter snouts than most bears. However, while the lesser species was comparable in size to modern bears, the greater short-faced bear was a massive 6 feet tall at the shoulder. It could look a tall human in the eye. It was possibly the largest terrestrial mammalian predator to ever live, and some weighed more than a ton. They became extinct around 11,000 years ago, possibly due to global cooling.
As the Earth's new rulers, we just might learn something from this vanished and mighty predecessor.
Number 14, the aurochs. The aurochs was a type of wild
I'm
cattle
sure I'm like
and is
5'8",
the ancestor of the domestic.
Let's just appreciate that thing be twice the size of me. 9 times the, over 9 times the weight of me, 10 times the weight of me, twice, maybe 2.5 times bigger than me. Imagine that creeping up behind you and then standing up. Absolutely fucking bonkers.
Cattle common today. Compared to modern cattle, they had longer legs and larger heads, no doubt to support the weight of their larger horns.
Not much smaller than an elephant. Extraordinary in size and strength, sparing neither man nor wild beast.
Once found throughout Europe, Asia, and Africa, the aurochs gradually died out due to excessive hunting, encroachment by humans, as well as diseases spread from regular cattle. Although they went extinct in 1627, their genes survive in domesticated cattle, and a number of attempts have been made to breed the aurochs, or something like it, back into existence.
My brother and I now had to do was to unite in a single animal all those characteristics of the wild aurochs that are now found spread between different breeds of tame cattle.
Number 13, the baiji. Commonly referred to as the Chinese river dolphin, the majestic creature could only be found in the Yangtze River in the Asian country where it got its name. Affectionately nicknamed the goddess of the Yangtze, the baiji became victim to the growing advances and industrialization of modern China that led to massive water pollution.
By the end of the 20th century, there were possibly only 13 wild dolphins left in the Yangtze.
Repeated efforts were made to conserve the species, but an expedition in 2006 failed to discover any remaining baiji in the river. The last living baiji, known as Chi-Chi, died in 2002.
For the international conservation community, it really needs to act as a wake-up call that we need to be far more efficient and far more quick to react to conservation crises in the future.
Number 12, the Caspian tiger. While we consider discussing the also extinct subspecies of tiger from Bali and Java, we're focusing on the Caspian tiger. As its name implies, they were native to areas near the Caspian Sea and beyond, being found as far west as Turkey and as far east as West China. Of the tiger subspecies, the Caspian tiger was most closely related to the Siberian tiger, although its coats tended to be brighter colored. The cause of its extinction was naturally humans hunting it, although our killing of their food supply, like wild boar, didn't make it any easier for them to survive. The Caspian tiger was declared extinct in 2003. Number 11, the ground sloth.
This animal's called Megatherium. Marvelous name, but all it means is big animal.
What was once a unique beast that thrived during the Ice Age periods is now known for associating with a dim-witted...
Right, that guy. Can we just take a second to appreciate him? I don't know, I can't remember what it reminded me of. Ah, it's gonna kill me now. Ah, anyone ever watched Jimmy Neutron? the little short stumpy kid with the glasses.
The ground sloth.
This animal's called Megatherium. Marvelous name, but all it means is big animal.
What was once a unique beast that thrived during the Ice Age periods is now known for associating with a dim-witted animated film character.
We did it! We did it!
Upon their extinction over 10,000 years ago, it's believed to be no coincidence that the deaths of the ground sloth are linked to humanity's entry into the North American regions, though climate change was also a factor.
The sloth's best defense was to inflict damage with its long, sharp claws.
With large and dangerous-looking claws, speculation remains to this day about whether this variation of sloth only used them to collect bark from trees, though it's most likely that these mammals were herbivores.
Although slow-moving, its massive size was protection against smaller predators like the saber-toothed cat.
Number 10, the western black rhino. Several subspecies of black rhinos have gone extinct in recent history, and the most recent is the western black rhinoceros. Once found in Nigeria, Cameroon, Chad, and the Central African Republic, the western black rhinos were hunted to extinction, both in defense of human population centers and for sport and folk medicine remedies.
Humans are the adult rhino's only predator in the wild. Black rhinos are killed in Africa for their valuable horns, which are sold as decorations, medicinal cures, and aphrodisiacs.
But is is it actually true, chat? Like, does actually anyone know? Can someone like educate me here? Does it actually work in medicinal purposes? Like, what does it contain, and how is it an aphrodisiac as well? Or is it just folklore over years, legends over years? Yeah, kind of a placebo effect sometimes if they do use it as a medicine. I don't know. Someone needs to.
Conservation efforts. The western black rhino was declared extinct in 2011, with the final known specimen dying in 2006. Tragically, the western black was part of an overall decline of black rhinos in general, with a staggering 96% of all subspecies being killed between 1970 and 1992, a mere 22 years later.
It's such an iconic species. If we can't save the rhino, how on earth are we going to save species that are of much less public interest?
Number 9, the moa.
The moa. Some of the biggest and most extraordinary birds to have ever walked the earth.
New Zealand is fairly isolated from the rest of the world, and this isolation led to the development of some truly strange birds. Moa were once 9 different species of wingless, flightless birds that inhabited the New Zealand archipelago. The smallest were still fairly large birds, around the size of a turkey. The biggest species, though, could reach up to 12 feet tall. Naturally, when humans first discovered the islands, the moa were a readily available and large food source. Sadly, every species was hunted to extinction within 100 years of humanity's arrival in New Zealand, although unconfirmed sightings persisted for several centuries after.
So it's generally just a giant emu, but all that, and that's lines battle. Doomsday.
Afterwards. Number 8, the Eurasian cave lion, also known as the European cave lion.
Slowly, slowly, slowly!
People tend to associate the king of the jungle as a largely African species, but this extinct Eurasian subspecies may prove otherwise. Speculated to have become extinct around 10,000 years ago, these beasts were huge. On average, over 7 feet long without the tail, and could weigh 700 pounds. Massive in size and a massive tongue twister to say, as their official name is the Panthera leospilia, their fates were sealed when settlers made their way into their homes. And the rest, as they say, is history.
In total darkness, the lion must use its senses of smell and hearing to land a killer blow.
Number 7, the Irish elk.
It has antlers so vast and elaborate, they stretch 12 feet from tip to tip. They are the crowning glory of the magnificent Irish elk.
Despite its name, this species of deer was not exclusive to Ireland, making its way across Eurasia and northern Africa for thousands of years. The Irish elk is known for being the largest species of deer ever found, as they could have stood at 12 feet with antler height included. Unable to survive subarctic conditions, which caused a lack of good food, it's been suggested that the last of these deer may have died out about 11,000 years ago in Ireland, hence its given name. Others may have survived the Ice Age through Europe, but were probably hunted down.
The case of the Irish elk reveals that faced with a changing world, too highly evolved a design can actually prove an animal's undoing.
Number 6, Gigantopithecus. Gigantopithecus is an extinct species of large ape. Estimating its exact appearance and size has proven difficult because only their jaws and teeth have been discovered. From these remains, it's believed they were herbivores and weighed somewhere between 400 pounds and over half a ton.
But an even closer look at these teeth has revealed much more than just how big this animal was. For one thing, scientists have been able to use them to figure out who its closest living relatives are.
Originally thought to have...
She's the size of a gorilla. And then you've got that.
Been an ancestor of humans, Gigantopithecus is now thought to be more closely related to orangutans. Native to what is now southern China, Gigantopithecus went extinct around 300,000 years ago, with changing climate the likely culprit. Still, there are those who believe Gigantopithecus may be the origin behind legends like the Yeti or Bigfoot, so who knows if they're all gone or not. Number 5, Thylacine.
There was one Tasmanian animal that's no longer found on the mainland. A ferocious flesh-eater that terrorized all the other beasts.
The Thylacoleo, or Australian lion, was considered, but we're discussing another marsupial predator. Best known as the Tasmanian tiger, the thylacine is a purely nocturnal creature. Evidence suggests that these native Australians were very retiring in nature and became extinct in the mainland around 2,000 years ago, yet survived until the 1930s in Tasmania. There are even some people who think the thylacine still exists today.
Amazingly, some thylacines had hung on until the motion picture age. This film shows one pathetically pacing round its cage in the Hobart Zoo.
General sightings were reported across Western Australia and Tasmania until 1980, leading to a vested interest in the species once again. In 1983, Ted Turner offered a $100,000 reward for proof that these carnivorous marsupials are still alive. While the thylacine is still considered extinct, unconfirmed sightings continue to be reported in the 21st century, and the reward is still out there. So keep looking, everyone.
And I'm amazed that no one as Penguin has come up with one. But it'll happen. I guarantee it'll happen.
Number 4, the dodo.
Protect the dodo way of life!
Survival separates the dodo from the beast!
Most of us have seen the animated movie Ice Age. You can recall a joke that implied this famous bird died out during that time period, but this is actually untrue.
The dodo seemed so bizarre and comical that by the 18th century, some scientists doubted it had ever existed at all.
Due to their hunting by Dutch sailors that had arrived on the island of Mauritius, the flightless bird became extinct. However, their official extinction was only confirmed in the 19th century, despite their increasing rarity in the 17th century.
The dodos are constantly on the lookout for fallen fruit, pouncing on it before competitors arrive.
Slow and unafraid of humans, the dodo was only a little over 3 feet tall and between 25 and 45 pounds, but achieved contemporary fame by appearing in pop culture, like Disney's Alice in Wonderland.
And I never, never, ever do a thing about the weather, for the weather never, ever does a thing for me.
Number 3, the saber-toothed cat.
Sabertooth's power and weaponry were overwhelming, but suddenly, mysteriously, it became extinct.
Misleadingly known as a saber-toothed tiger, these predators were vastly known far and wide for their curved and massive canine teeth.
Once the teeth are engaged, those vessels can be sawed by those serrated edges on front or back.
Despite officially having the cat in their name, they're not closely related to the modern animals, and were in fact more agile, choosing to pounce from trees and then attacking with their almost foot-long teeth. With the Smilodon being the most well-known, these mammals' vicious nature proved to be their downfall at the end of the last ice age, as most of their chosen prey had either died out or had, ironically, been hunted by the cats themselves. Thus, the saber-toothed cat became extinct through its own means of hunting.
The art of killing always strives toward perfection, and given the chance, a saber-toothed cat might well evolve again.
Number 2, the megalodon. Sharks have long fascinated people, and a giant shark? Well, that's even more interesting for some, and more terrifying for others. Swimming the deep as recently as 3.6 million years ago, Megalodon shares a common ancestor with the great white shark, and they're generally reconstructed to appear similar to them. Still, while they may look like a great white, their size is even greater, with some estimates putting them at up to 52 feet long.
Megalodon was probably the apex predator of all time. People think T-Rex or something like that. It's dwarfed by Megalodon. Megalodon is huge, maybe even 70 feet long.
Their extinction is believed to have been caused primarily by a cooling trend from one of the planet's ice ages, which would have lowered sea levels and led to a loss of prey large enough to sustain them. Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions. The Dimetrodon. This creature with a black sail predates the dinosaurs and is actually closer to mammals.
The large spiny sails on their backs may have been used for sexual display and to absorb heat from the sun.
Trilobites. These marine arthropods swam and crawled the oceans for 300 million years before dying out.
They were very successful animals. You know, we've been on the Earth for just a couple of million years, so by comparison, the trilobites have been here a long time.
Steller's sea cow. an aquatic herbivorous mammal whose slowness allowed it to be easily hunted.
They grew to 25 feet in length and weighed 8,000 pounds.
The passenger pigeon, also known as the wild pigeon. Its meat was a cheap source of food, and its habitat was destroyed by deforestation.
When a flock of passenger pigeons approached a town, many villagers thought the apocalypse was upon them.
The golden toad, native to a single forest in Costa Rica. No golden toad has been seen since 1989. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The woolly mammoth.
It was the early mammoths that grew truly huge, some standing over 4 meters tall at the shoulder and weighing twice as much as an African bull elephant.
Truly one of the animal giants. It remains the greatest shame that this mammoth species is no longer with us. Surviving through the Ice Age thanks to its obvious woolly exterior, the mammoths coexisted with human life for years in the New World, along with the similarly elephantine mastodon.
Their herds clearly inspired cave art. We've been transfixed by their majesty for thousands of years.
Humanity found many use.
But these things are crazy. I swear, they were, well, my area where I live in the UK, they were down at the bottom of the UK, yes, they were down over here. We seen that in there, so it's pretty cool little fact.
This is for the bones of the prehistoric elephant, such as utilizing them for tools and using them in making homes. However, long-term shifts in climate seem to have affected the mammoth's native lands and safety, leading them to migrate to other pastures. Finally, the creatures made their last stand on Wrangel Island in the Arctic Ocean, surviving until 4,000 years ago and finally concluding their existence.
Iconic and majestic, mammoths were once a mystery. Now we understand them better. We still revere them.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell.
You heard them. Be sure to subscribe to me, Jacko. Right underneath, we have Reacts videos. We have our videos, in real life videos. We got loads of different stuff. We've got reviews coming. We got all sorts. So make sure to look at. You guys have been absolutely amazing as per. We're gonna have some game streaming on later. We might stream some Apex or Call of Duty. I'll do a poll on my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. I'll do a poll, whatever you guys choose. We'll stream later. We'll do some subscriber games, and yeah. But there's loads and loads to come when my camera is back. Thank you